Hello guys, hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm bringing you long-awaited tarot and oracle collection. I think I don't have a lot, but I did curate a really diverse and good collection, at least for me, of tarot and oracle. So I don't know if we will have time to go through every deck today. I think I'm just gonna split it. Tarot, maybe we're gonna do tarot today, and maybe oracle and other cards. I don't have a Lenormand, I don't think. No, I think it's just oracle, but I have more oracles than tarot, so yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna maybe split this into two parts, or no, we're gonna see. But today, let me show you my tarot. So, maybe some background. I started to read tarot. I mean, later in my life. I didn't have a chance to do it before then. I didn't discover the tarot well before then, and I think it was just a few years back, I think, that I discovered, and I really wanted to. I think it was 5 years ago, and I really did dive into tarot and oracle and divination more in that aspect. I was always intuitive, always picked up really good on the stuff that actually I read through the cards. I just did through my intuition, but this became a tool for me to actually express it and to channel it and to actually trigger my intuition in a way so I can get messages in plethora of different ways. It makes me look at a card and I can get one explanation for one person and a completely different one from the next, so with the same card, right? It's just different reading tarot and actually just going with your intuition only. It just gives you a bit more to chew on, I think. So yeah, and then forward, I am doomed. I have like 4 pages long wish list for tarot and even longer for oracle, so I don't know, God help me, I guess. A lot of my decks with oracle and tarot are Kickstarters. It's the decks that I funded, and that's why I have more of them than the decks I bought, because with Kickstarters, I think you have to decide if you're gonna go back the project, because the cards might not be available later, so it's just a bit more like FOMO experience. But with mass market decks, it's just different, because oh no, I'm just gonna buy it later, right? But yeah, so in that sense, let's go through it. I'm gonna tell which is Kickstarter, which is not. I don't know for every deck if it's available, if it's not, if it's maybe even for Kickstarter, if the deck is printed afterwards by the creator after Kickstarter, I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you the name of the deck and who's the author and creator of the deck. So if I can read it, if it says, right? So let's kick it off. I just dumped all of my decks here, and oh yeah, right. I don't know if you guys noticed, I did get a pretty aggressive haircut. I had my hair from here. I went like this short. So I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't think I had any video with short hair before that. So yeah, I don't know. Tell me what you think. I think it suits me better personally, but I don't know. Might not. Tell me what you think below. Anyway, okay, let's go. Which one do I want to do first? Okay. I'm also gonna tell you my experience with the deck. So first we have the Baroque Tarot. Right. This is the first edition. It was a Kickstarter. Is by Spectrum Projects LLC. And it's by Mustafa, I think. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go through guidebooks. I don't think you care as much. I don't care about the guidebooks, to be honest. I just care about the cards. I don't usually read with the guidebook, except for some decks that really have more impactful messages with the guidebook. Otherwise, I always go by my intuition. So I know that for this one, this is the first edition, right, of the Baroque Tarot. I think he also did the second, more premium edition, something like that, even better one. I don't know what the changes were, because this is already quite lovely. Maybe the card stock was better, something, I don't know. But it's even more premium, I presume, I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to do another one. Anyway, have beautiful gold gilding. It's kind of gilding that's a bit more matte, it's not so shiny, so I think it's gonna not weather off so quickly. But the cards are just, oh my goodness, they're just lovely. I never thought I would resonate with this kind of art. It's not my, I mean, it's beautiful, right? But it's not my typical. It's more like Renaissance. It's more like it reminds me of the Greek mythology a bit. It's more like, it's the cards are like pictures of the great painters. It's just giving like that. It's just fancy. And these decks also, it looks fancy, right? It's like, I don't know. It's just lovely, right? I think. So, I don't know. I don't know exactly what the cards remind me of, but it's just like, I think, okay, it might be Baroque, right? But it's even different, it's even more like ancient than that, I would say. But it's like snippets of lives of the individuals that are actually here. It's like, it reminds me of oil paintings as well. It's really interesting. And I love every single card. I don't know, the first time I read with it, I just connected instantly. I just don't know what it is about this deck. It just talks to my intuition like no other. It's like really interesting. It's also a bit more fantasy art, like, but then we also have cards like this that doesn't have this fantasy aspects. It's just talking about the old world. It's a bit more recent, right? It just mixes everything together, I think. But it's lovely. It's really good reader. It wants to read for others. I also like to read with it for myself, especially when I need the advice, when I need just one card pull, or I need answer now, I need clarity. It's just like, I don't know how to explain. It's just my best friend, right? It's just, I love every single card here, so I really, really, really love it. I'm really glad I backed it, and also, as I said, the wand suit is really the most important tool for me personally. And these depictions of wands is just like, it's just so vivid. It's like the real fire, lively fire. It's not just fire, it's like light, it's like something, I don't know, I just feel so many emotions, and when I look at these cards, it's lovely. I never thought I would resonate with this kind of art, which is interesting. But and the fool looks so happy to go on adventure. I'm just like I think it speaks to my quirky side a bit. I don't know, it's really, I don't know, even like the devil card, it does give I would say in a bit more, even the heavy messages, it does give encouraging insights as well. It does point you to the right direction, or it points you to multiple different solutions that might be you know, looked into. So yeah, I love this deck. You also might have seen this deck. I do use it a lot for you as well on YouTube for readings. But yeah, I cherish this deck. You know, it's my right and true for right now at least. I mean, I have been having this deck for a few months right now, but still, it's still like one of the decks I do pick up first for whatever answer I need, actually. So okay, let's move forward. Next is Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and it's by, oh my goodness, I don't want to butcher your name, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I do. It's by, oh, the publishers, oh right. I'm sorry, this was, oh, I told you, Spectrum Projects LLC. It's indie, right? It is independent. So this is Dreams of Gaia, it's mass market. So it's published by Blue Angel, and it's by Raven Pellan. I don't know. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. I'm really sorry. But yeah, it's huge deck. It does have like this deck. I mean, I do use guidebooks with this deck. This is one of the rare decks that I actually read the guidebook. I always at least look at the main key points, right, with this one. So, oh my goodness. I mean, I think you already know how this deck looks like, but I was really late to the party. I think this was quite old already. I don't know. Let me. It's like 2017, I think. Yeah, it's quite old. Let me show you some of the cards. This deck, I think it does require you to study. It's not just open the box and read with it right away kind of deck. At least for me, I don't know. It does remind me of my ancestry. It does remind me of my pagan ancestry, of my ancestors. It does also, I read with it when I want to connect with my dragon guides, because it does have, I don't know, it just had this old ancient energy. It's like, and also it does feel like Mother Gaia is talking directly with me through this deck. So it's really special. I have to be honest, I don't read it a lot, but I would never imagine in a lifetime I will get rid of this deck. Then it just goes where no other deck goes with me. It's like me in personality. It's like dive deep. It's like diving deep deck. It's so potent. You already have a lot of stuff on the cards, but there's also a lot of stuff to discover with this deck. It's always something something else you mislooked with this deck, but it's like then you read the guidebook and it's like so much to chew on. It's like so many information that is interesting, and also this deck is also so nice with my intuition as well, because I get even more information that is in the guidebook through my intuition. It's just like I think I know what this deck is. It's like my spirit guide deck, I think, in a sense. So I also feel like this is like my grandma's deck. If I have my grandma that was doing magic and it was just brewing potions and herbs, and had it was like 100 or 200 years old, and it was like the in the crow energy, and she's giving me advice, me the maiden. It's like, yeah. It does give me a lot. This deck gives me a bit more mature energy, and it's like when I need some deep shit to work through, and emotional stuff, or hiccups, or just to talk, like, right, with the person about it. Just this deck just takes me to another place, to another dimension, and just goes really deep with me, so I love it for that. And we have like fantasy aspects as well, and then a bit more futuristic, like this card, which I love. I don't know how it does it. It just works. Everything was. It's so cohesive, this deck. It's no problem. And also we have like stuff like this that reminds me of the Horned God, Pan, or gods from the Pantheon, and stuff like that. I have the Cosmic Egg and Death and Rebirth. It's just, I don't know, every card, and here we have dualism and stuff like that. It's black and white. It's lovely. I do recommend this deck to everyone, but it's like you have to earn its respect. You have to earn by giving it time to get to know you, and so you can get to know the deck as well. It won't just open up without you doing the work. I think it's a bit more, a bit like that. It just demands attention and that you work with it. So yeah. Okay, good goodness. Oh, we have to go a bit more faster, because otherwise we're gonna be here for a few hours. Anyway, the next deck is the Ritual Tarot by Tara May. This is also Kickstarter. I think this is the second edition. It's the first edition. I think it had the suits written on. No, it didn't have it written on. Anyway, yeah. With this edition, the suits are written on the back of the cards. So I do love this, because I don't like to just memorize everything. I mean, when you work with this deck for quite some time, you do remember, right? You do memorize, but some cards are easier to memorize than others. So yeah. This deck, it's so mysterious. It does remind me of the ancient Egypt, of the gods, of the, I don't know, it does remind me of the ancient magic and secret knowledge, and the serpent's initiation, and ritual magic that is dark and real, and it's even, I don't know, it's just, when I'm working with this deck, I have a feeling that I am into ritual with it, that I'm casting, actually, that I'm just accessing secret knowledge, and more than one god or deity or just entity with it is just like such a rich energy. And I don't even know sometimes how to explain this deck. It's also my Lilith deck. I do communicate with Lilith through it, my goddess, that I work on and off, but it's just, I get, how to say, I don't know. It's something, I get a feeling with this deck that it's something I just can't explain, or I shouldn't explain it. You just should just see it for yourself. It's just, if the Dreams of Gaia takes me to mysterious and to fairy tale land and to full of magic and wonder, and this is just like the real shit. Like it's ancient, raw, unapologetic, Egyptian-like magic that is actually not even known maybe in the fullest extent. So I think the creator was also really, you know, she was guided with the creation of this deck. It was, I think, of course, if you haven't noticed already, it's a collage deck, but it just has this powerful energy. It's just like, I don't read with this for every single occasion. It's more like, it's really truthful deck when I want to hear the truth, and I want to be, you know, I want to work with this ancient, magical, mysterious energy that is just beyond my, I don't understand it, but it's hard to explain it. It's just different kind of energy. It's just juicy, dark, mysterious, and really good reader. But it does give you one thing it does reveal usually one thing about your situation when you ask, but then it just give you breadcrumbs, and you have to follow it, and you have to discover more with this deck. It's just never one thing. It just gives you a plethora, even something you didn't think you needed when you read with it. It's just wonderful. And oh my goodness, it does have people and does have landscape and stuff like that. It might seem like really busy deck, but it does work somehow. I like busy, actually. It doesn't trigger me, so that's good. But you just have that secret society, like kind of knowledge that was created a long time ago, that is ancient in nature. And it talks about death and rebirth and metamorphosis and state of being, and how being a human in a human form really does work out. And it also goes in a bit more of a darker areas. It just unapologetically raw and truthful, and it doesn't hold back. It's also great one for shadow work, but you have to be ready to be confronted with all kinds of messages. It's a bit more truthful no matter what, that right? So if you want something a bit more gentle to get you there, it's not this kind of deck. So yeah, and you're gonna notice I don't have cutesy like decks. I don't like them. I like the decks that are colorful, that are interesting, that are different, that actually do trigger my intuition. That's really important to me. But yeah, the next kind of deck is so different. It's Empyrean Tarot. It's quite a heavy box, a big box. This is also the tarot that it's just wonderful. Look at this. Oh my goodness. It's by Threads of Fate, of course. It's indie. It was on Kickstarter, but I think they also sell it now on their website. And this is also one of the decks that I really do like to read some inserts from the guidebook, because it's just wonderful. It gives you upright reversed meanings. It talks about the art. It also gives you upright and reversed meanings for love, career, and resource. And then it just talks about realistic kinds of the examples in life, like I quit my job, blah blah blah, and also then it goes even deeper about the upright and reversed meaning. So it just gives you so much information. But yeah, the cards are like 3D. It just, no matter how you know, just I don't know if it's gonna show on camera, but it just it did just two pictures in one, right? But the angle of the card is just reveals two different pictures. I don't know if it translates in the camera. I'm so sorry if it doesn't. But yeah, it's like it does have the font is sometimes tricky to read, but you get used to it. You just have the name of the card down, and then you get the effect, right? It does have a bit more blue, pink, purple, like lavender, like colors. It's a bit more galaxy, like it just you have a feeling it's happening not on Earth but someplace else on the planet. But it is lovely. I wasn't sure about this deck at first, if it's gonna be the right one, because of it's interesting, right? But that's the thing about me. I love interesting kind of decks. I love different kind of decks, and this is different. I don't have anything else like this in my collection, except for also the Oracle that is similar to this. It just doesn't follow the tarot, right? But yeah, it's a lovely reader. It loves to read for other people. Usually when I go through my decks, when I'm just asking, okay, my intuition, just tell me right now, I'm gonna do reading for other people, for this and this kinds of people, and it's always raises its hand, okay, pick me, I want to go. It just also does remind me of the Green Pantheon, and there's a lot of statues, like stuff in there, and it's just, I don't know, it's just lovely. And it does read, I have to say, it does read better for other people than for me personally, but I don't hold this against it, because it just, different kinds of decks have different kinds of purposes in my collection, so that's quite alright. There's not a lot negative to say about this deck, except the font is sometimes hard to read, but other than that, I love these kinds of cards. It's just lovely deck. It was expensive, especially because when I bought the deck, I also bought with it one more Oracle. No, I think they did came out with a tarot, an Oracle, and another Oracle as well. So I did get one tarot, this one, and an Oracle that is similar to this one. It's the same kind of stuff, it's the Oracle. And also get the deck from before that they published, Lumen Oracle, I think it is something like that. And I also got the you're gonna see when I'm gonna go through Oracles, another Oracle that was published on the Kickstarter with this one, right? So it did cost me heavily, but I wasn't like, okay, the most happy about it, but it was investment, and I'm glad I've done it. I'm not sorry about it. It's just the customs are fucking crazy, I have to tell you. It's just, oh my goodness. It is also about this deck, it has this material, right? It's kind of plastic and it's really bendable, so it's more a durable cardstock than regular maybe tarot, and it's also a bit more square like. Oh, I didn't talk about the cardstock with the other cards. I don't think I'm gonna go in too much detail because otherwise we're gonna be here forever, but I'm just gonna tell you what it's the most important about every deck, in my opinion, what's my experience with it. So I'm sorry if you do feel like you can ask always down on the comments, and I'm gonna try to answer as quick as possible. So if you have a question, don't hesitate. So yeah, okay, so yeah, it's a lovely reader. I love the guidebook with this deck. It's just wonderful. I'm really always blown away by the company, by the Threads of Fate. They just do an amazing job with every deck, every release they come with, and I'm a big fan. If I could, I would have all the decks, but no. Okay, we just went through 4 decks. Oh my goodness, I have to prolong this. I hope you don't mind, guys. This might be a longer video. I hope you're not gonna be mad about it. It's just I just need to talk about it. The next deck we have, oh my goodness, I don't have a name written on it. It's also Kickstarter. The Tarot of Everlasting Day, something like that. It just comes in a tin. This is also a Kickstarter. And yeah, it's created with AI, which I noticed, to be honest, that I really don't like when the decks are purely made with AI. It just doesn't speak to my intuition. I don't know what it is about it, but this one, it's alright. I can still read with it. It does have more cards than the regular tarot, I think. It's a bit more pippish. I'm not sure if this deck is still available to purchase because it was also Kickstarter. But yeah, as you can see maybe on this picture, it's like obviously AI generated. It does depend on some pictures, it does show more, on others less. But I love it with this deck that you have, right, the suit, 3 of coins in this case, and then you have gain work, making mark. I think the backers had the chance to just get the pictures without the suits and 3 keywords, or with it, and I was like, no, just give me everything. So yeah, I also don't like the, what's this text on the side. It's not my favorite, but alright, oh well. It is a good reader, I have to say. It's not the first deck that I'm going for, but sometimes it just makes sense. I usually read for others with this deck, and it's a deck that actually takes me through cycles. It's a deck that it's expensive in a way, and it's a deck that when I use it, I do usually like to clarify, and I use a lot of cards with this. And it's just, I build the story, I build the realistic explanation with the cards that I'm given with. Usually I don't do this with other cards, but with this one is just I do read differently with this one. But it's all good. I do love it. It works. I do love this Lovers card, right? I hope I'm showing these cards right. I hope you can see them because I don't have a viewfinder. I hope I'm not too much on the left, on the right. You can see the whole picture. I hope so. Otherwise, I'm sorry. I can't look at it. But yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't have to say much about this deck, to be honest. It's just sometimes it comes down out to play. The card stock, it's not the best. It still smells like new, and it's a bit pippish. I did have a bit of a problem with this, like just 4 points, like. I mean, it's not totally pippish, but it's just if I wouldn't have the meanings down or the keywords down, it would be harder for me to read with it. Like one blade, right? It does help that you have keywords. And yeah, it's lovely deck. I don't know if it's still available to purchase, as I said, but this creator. Oh, which one is this? Did I say? I don't know the creator. Just Google Tarot of Everlasting Dead and you're gonna see. I don't know who's the creator exactly because it doesn't say on the box. So yeah, just Google it. I think it's gonna be the best. Okay, then trigger alert. This deck has nudity and it came in a lovely bag. I do love it on the inside, but I don't love it on the outside. It's a mesh material. It just catches up the dust and everything else so quickly. But anyways, I love this deck. It's more masculine based, like it does have figures that are and that show the whole body, so be warned about that. And I love the petal finish, like, and the cardstock on this. It does have a lovely gilding as well. It's in red. It's a matte red, so it's gonna stay. It still haven't chipped, and I've used this quite a bit. I love this deck. It's just I don't know. I don't read with it a lot, but when I do, I just get the most awesome, and sometimes it's like serious messages, sometimes a bit more cheeky messages, sometimes it's intriguing messages, sometimes it's triggering messages. This one just goes into the deep as well, but it's different. It's different feeling. It's like if you would have a naughty friend that wants to go on adventure with you, and it's also like very adventurous and passionate and free spirit and not afraid of anything, not afraid to explore, to go, not afraid to be and to try. That is this kind of deck. It just connects me to also my primal energy as well, but it does connect me with my a part of myself that I can't explain. That is a bit more. It reminds me of the Dark Mud as well. I do work with this deck as well to connect with the Lucifer and with Satan, if we could say like that. But it's more like the energies of don't take this like too seriously, right? Okay, because it's not so serious. It's just the energies is just it is different. It does remind me a bit like of the ritual tarot, but it's not the same. It's just different energy. It does have a beautiful depictions of male figures, but it also does have female. I'm gonna show you as well. It's so expressive, it's so rich in meanings. It's a deck that fights for the freedom, for the it doesn't, you know, no bullshitting with this deck. It's just no bullshit deck. It wants to go and roam free and explore the unexplored and mysterious magic that comes. And it also does help you to explore it as well. And the creator of this deck, oh my goodness, who's the creator? The creator is Alan Spears, and also the artist, I think, Jeff Cullen, I think. Sorry if it's not the right pronunciation, but it does come with hardbound guidebook, fully like colored. It just this deck, the production value was like off the charts with this one. And it does give you a picture, and also does give you invoked, so upright, banished meaning, so reverse meanings. It does describe the card, and then you have the divinatory meaning for every card. And it does expand on the upright and reverse position. So, and also it doesn't give you so much information, but it's just what you need for every card. And sometimes, not always, I also go read the guidebook, but not all the time. Even though it's lovely, I just have it on my shelf to actually just look through sometimes and have it for decoration purposes as well. But yeah, this is the, oh, I love this card, the Witch. I'm so sorry, I have to show this one as well. It's just lovely. And these cards are a bit more wide as well, and it's more like oracle size, which I love. And the rose petal finish is, oh, I love it. I love it. And it has this gold gilding, like writing is just nice. It's also hard to explain. It's really personal, this deck with me. I don't think I should also say too much, because I'm revealing all of the entities with it as well. It's just like really personal, and I think this is also one of the decks that you have to have in your possession, so you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, okay, let's move forward. I'm so sorry if this is long, I really do apologize. I'm just gonna try to be brief. Maybe I'm not gonna have to say about all of the decks so much, but yeah, let's just move forward. The next deck is the Harmony Tarot by Christopher Lee. It looks like that. This was also Kickstarter. I was really surprised that I also saw these cards from a different creator or publishing company. I don't know, I hope this was not a stolen art or something like that. But it is by Lee Design Studio, so it's probably his kind of studio. But yeah, it is also, I think, AI generated, but not so much. It does look a bit more like artwork, right? I also do love these cards. I had a period that I read with them a lot. Now I don't do this so much anymore, but it has shining kind of gilding. It does chip off, even now I have a bit on my hands, but it's still good, in good condition for right now. and he has the same cardstock that he is in Everlasting Day Tarot that I showed you before. So sorry, it's really late, if you can imagine. So it's the same kind of flimsy cardstock, but it does shuffle better than the other one. But anyway, it does have a beautiful artwork. I love it. It just really depicting Waite's tarot in more beautiful kind of fairy tale like or fairy inspired way. It's just whimsical, it's magical, it's lovely to look at. It's a bit more childlike, it's a bit more soft, gentle. It almost always gives positive messages. I wouldn't say it's not capable of giving the truth or confronting you. It's just a bit more soft and not so direct messages. It's just, it does convey the messages, even the bit more sad stuff and negative stuff, in a bit more cheering kind of encouraging way. It's, yeah, the situation is like so, but you can do this and this and this, or look at the positive side, or just hang on, everything's gonna be right. It's like it's lovely energy. I could just describe it like this. So I do like the artwork a lot. It's this have a bit more dreamlike, just easy breezy energy about it. So I do love it, yeah. And it really does Rider Smith. It does follow how to say the Waite Smith tarot quite closely. So if you know how to read with this, with the original tarot, you're gonna know how to read with this one as well. It doesn't go its own way, I don't think so. It's a really, really nice variation of the original tarot. And yeah, it's a bit more like air-like, flowy. It's like you're in the clouds or in the beautiful fantasy world, up there, right? Never down. It's, yeah, it's lovely. I don't know what else to say about it. I love it. It's nice. When it does come to play, it does come for just specific kind of people, usually. I do also read with it for myself. Oh, I love this Moon and Judgment card, I have to show. Yeah, I also like to read it for myself, and it's also a good reader for others. So it's really versatile. I do like this about it. And but it doesn't want to read all the time. It doesn't want to be used all the time. It just wants to rest and just come to play sometimes, right? And it's also the deck that is not angry with me if I don't use it too much. It's nice. It always says hello to me in a nice way. Oh, the Fool, right? Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna stop now. It just have this easygoing energy, never angry, right? The Sabbath tarot, if I don't read with it, yeah, it's gonna show me that it's pissed off. It's gonna go cold in my hands. Anyway, then we have a Divine Feminine Tarot in Nocturial edition, second edition. And it's by Corina. This was, actually, I didn't plan to buy this deck. It was an interesting story. It's also available still for purchase, I think, on the website. And it has black and white version and this one, that with gold foil, I think. And of course I wanted to buy this one for a long time, because it's so feminine, so soft. It does remind me of my inner child, so I wanted to buy this for this one specifically. I have to say I don't read with it a lot. I thought I'm gonna use it more at the time when I was really excited about it. I should have gotten it, but then I think 2 years after, it was convenient for me to get it because Ocarina released also the Book of Whispers. It's a big book that has magical, encouraging messages in it. And the deck was actually an add-on to this one. It was also on Kickstarter, but it could also be purchased by the creator, right? I'm gonna get this upside down here. So it also represents feminine energy so great. It's up in the space. Have you seen the pattern yet? I have a lot of decks that are not so grounded. I have to get some more of the decks that are a bit more earthy like, because they're all up in space. But yeah, it does have only female figures, even with the suits and the kings and stuff like that. It's lovely. It's empowering. It does speak to my warrior kind of soul. It's actually my self-care deck as well. It forces me to look, not forces me, but it does just drag the mirror to my face, and it says what I need to hear then and then when I read with it. And it does encouraging me to take care of myself, to be free, to trust myself, to not abandon myself, to treat myself with respect, not that I don't do that, but just to recognize myself. It's a bit more personal that I think I work with it in a way as well for myself more than the other one. I don't think I've ever read with this deck for others. I don't think so. But it's beautiful art. It's special, right? It does have a special purpose in my collection that I don't think any other deck has. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But it's just lovely. It does remind me of my feminine power, and it does also encourage me to work with the goddess. I just love it. It's lovely. I should work with this more actually now that I'm looking at it. But yeah. Also the cardstock. Now my favorite is the same one, the flimsy one. Then the Tarot Everlasting Day as well, and Harmony Tarot. But yeah, it also have the lovely. It's shiny gilding, but it's not so cheap like gilding that has glitter as well. I think it's gonna hold up well. I think so. It's not gonna be any problem with it. But I should use it more now that I'm looking at it. But yeah, also this deck also reminds me to take time off, to stay in balance, to prioritize my time for myself, and to do healing energies as well as I do it for others, for myself as well. It's just nice. It's so nice. Next one is True Black Tarot. Oh, who doesn't know this deck, right? It's by... who it is by? True Black Tarot. Who is it by? It doesn't say. Just Google True Black Tarot and it's gonna show you the creator. I don't know. I don't use the guidebook for this one. I don't think so at all. But I do love about it that it has the black matte edges. And I might be mistaken, but I think the creator came with this is kind of a bit more dark kind of deck, but it came also with the white version, I think, the white cards. It has gold specks on it, I think. Yeah, because here it just has this spot, like, I don't know if you could show it on camera. I can just put it, so it's just had the spots on the are a bit more shiny when I just turn the cards. I don't know, but it's lovely. I do have to be in the mood to read with this tarot as well. The figures are a bit hidden. It just have black background, but it's lovely. It does have like people in it, but it also just has animals, just animals in the suits as well, which I love. I never thought I could read with this kind of deck, because usually I only want to have people in my decks. I have one animal oracle, but it's an oracle, it's not tarot. I don't think I ever want to have a animal tarot. I don't know, I have to have people in it to connect. I don't know, I don't know how to explain, but it's lovely. It just works. I don't know how, but it works. It's a tarot or a deck that I read for every kind of occasion with it, for myself, for others. It's a great reader. It is a bit you have to explore with this deck. How should I say? It doesn't give you the answer right away, but it does point you always in the right direction, even in the direction that maybe you haven't asked for. Like, the question is about something, but it does answer the question, but also points to different kinds of aspects of the person's life, or my life, or for whoever I read with it. But it's also beautiful. It has this kind of, it does play with I also said with fire, not with fire, but it is played with colors in a beautiful way, and this create a beautiful contrast. And it has this wax kind of light colored figures that just pop on the cards. It's so much to explore with this deck. I think there's no AI in this deck, which I love. And it has so much to look at as well. You would think it's empty, but it does speak through the colors on the cards that are minimal but are there, and it just gives you the feeling of it speaks through feelings and gives you the meaning through feelings that it wants to convey. But it always speaks. It never disappoints, and yeah, I do love it. I am tempted to get this deck, the different version as well, the light version, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't want to abandon this one. Then I hope I can work with both. I don't want one to fight over my intention with the other one, but I'm gonna see. This one was also a Kickstarter firstly, I think, but now I think it's still available at the creator website through blacktarot.com, I think, so you can purchase it there. It's a bit more expensive, but it's a good investment deck for all around kind of readings, I think. Okay, then we have the Muse Tarot by Chris, and you know how it looks. It's mass market. I think it's not the first time you saw this deck. It's collage deck, I think. And it does have different kind of suits named, and doesn't have wands and cups and stuff like that. It has an ace of inspiration and emotions. It has different names. Some names are for the quotes are changed, but I think it's collage deck as well. I have to be honest, it's a really colorful deck. It just, I don't read with this a lot. I do sometimes. I do think it's a lovely deck, nothing against it. It's just I usually like to go with my other decks for readings, to be honest. It's a lovely deck, I don't have anything about it to say bad about it. It's just I don't read with it a lot, to be honest. I think I bought this because I wanted to have a Moonchild Tarot, which I still don't have. And now they also have Shadow Edition, so now I had to decide which one to get. The light, I mean the first edition that was out, or the Shadow Edition. So I don't know. So yeah, I think I got this because I wanted to scratch the itch for the Moonchild Tarot, which is also indie deck. I think sometimes it's just too complicated, and some images do speak to me more than others, to be honest, but I don't think it's a bad reader. It's just different kind of feeling. It just wants to read differently, it just wants to be different, has to be edgy, camp like. But I don't know, sometimes it just feels like it's just beautiful, but it doesn't have so much richness behind these beautiful images. I don't know, sometimes it just depends. I also have to be in the mood to read with this deck. But I don't think it's the deck's fault. I don't think, maybe, I think I just haven't fully connected with it yet. I think that's the reason, that's the reality, and I don't know. But yeah, I think it has wonderful, colorful, lovely images. I think it's a deck you also, it's not so beginner friendly, because the suits are, you know, replaced, and also have different muses for every suit. And yeah, I think I should work with this more. Maybe I'm just gonna force myself to read with this for everything for a while and see if my, you know, feelings change towards it. But I don't know, I can see. I don't plan to, you know, to get rid of this deck yet, but I just don't use it so much. But when I do, I want to have this with me, right? I also have I have one oracle, and I have I have one tarot and 2 oracles that I know that are gonna go. So I have those separated from my other decks. I can show it to you, but I know it's gonna be interesting for you. So yeah, I plan to get them to a new home, but we're gonna talk about this later. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, 2 more decks. The next is a lot of people's favorites, and I also love it. It's the Lightseer Tarot by Chris N as well. This is by the same creator. Oh, I haven't noticed. Okay, never mind. Yeah, the both decks are from Hay House. It's also mass market. I think this was also Kickstarter first, but then the mass market picked it up. It's really popular deck. I know that you already know those cards probably, but still I'm gonna show you. I don't know why this sketch-like, pencil-like art just works better with my intuition. I love to pick this up more than the Muse Tarot. I think it just has more character. I don't know. It's so lively. It's a bit more earthy, which I need more decks like this, I think. And it's just It's my deck that I have for quite a while. I did have a counterfeit copy that I was gifted, right? But then I gave it away, and then I bought the real one. Thank God, right? It was just not the same experience. It just conveys the meaning of the card so well. It just reads like a charm. I like to use it especially for emotional kind of readings, and I like to use it for a bit more like stressful situations. If you're asking, will I get this job? Will he love me? Will, I don't know, this and this happen? What should I do right now? For a bit more like these kinds of situations. I don't know why, it just conveys the messages beautifully, and it just simple to understand. It just tells you what you need to know. It doesn't complicate it. And the cards are really, it's nice artwork. Not, I wouldn't say it's my kind of artwork that I thought I would love, but the meanings and the character of the deck are just lovely. So I have nothing against it. I think it's nice, it's wonderful, and it's kind of my comfort deck now. It became a comfort deck because I have it so long with me now. So it's like talking to a friend, you know, that wants to give you advice, good meaning advice for you. And it's not so, it does have a bit more like shadowy cards like this one, right? But it does convey the messages in a truthful way, I think. It does also show you the shadowy part a bit more. It doesn't just speak like lovely and true and positively and everything is good and stuff like that. It does, as I said, I do use it for situations when I don't need a lot of clarifying or the straight answers, but it does have ability to convey both kinds of messages, light and dark, in a beautiful way. And the dark messages maybe, or the more negative annotation kind of messages, they don't feel so like they're gonna bring you down now because you heard it. You also get the solutions with the message, or the good thing to do in this situation, or what you should focus on while in this situation with whatever it is, right? So yeah, you can, I think, still get this deck, there's no problem. And then the last one, the tarot deck. This is gonna be a pain to edit, I already know. This is the Divine Diversity Tarot deck, the second edition by, who's it by, right? I forget. I don't think you can get this one anymore. I don't think the creator is selling it anymore. It was Kickstarter. Oh, it's by Joe Phillips. I'm sorry, yeah. It's second edition. Okay. I'm not sure. You have to check if it's still available, but oh, this is one of the decks that that are my decks. It does have purple edging. I never saw this in my life. I didn't thought this was possible. And I love this. It does have this matte surface finish, and it does have beautiful cardstock, not too thick, not too thin, just the right amount. I love this. And it also does have a bit more like cartoon-like artwork, but or maybe fairy tale-like. The artwork that you would see in a story or something like that. I don't know. I'm just gonna show you. But I love this deck. It's and also the backs, oh, there's the backs, yes, beautiful. When I got this, I read with this deck for everything. I couldn't put it down. It was like, it's similar thing also happened with the Barak Tarot, but this one was just, oh my god, it's lovely. It wanted to speak with me, it wanted to connect with me, it wanted to read for me, it wanted to help me. It does have a bit more the different people, different races, which is lovely. It's nice that, that's why it's diverse tarot deck, Divine Diversity tarot deck. And I love this artwork. I don't know what it is about it. It's just, I think, I don't know. It's just lovely. It is my ride or die deck. The artwork is beautiful. I can read for whatever with this deck. Sometimes it does speak like lightly, sometimes it does, you know, speak a bit more like directly to me. It doesn't, you know, fuck around. It just gives me what I need to hear. It just gives me what I need right now, and it does answer so it does answer directly. It doesn't fool around. I don't have to dive deep, or I don't have to like wonder what it is about. And when I need the answers now, I just take this deck, right? Because it's like, oh my goodness, I have another deck to show you. I'm so sorry. I have it there in my altar, because it's just wonderful, and it's a bit more earthy as well, which I like. I don't have water like decks. I do have a bit decks that are a bit more like fire as well, but not the water like decks. I don't think I do need them. I think I do crave a bit more earthy like decks, right? And I love this King of Swords. He's so cheeky and he's like naughty and stuff like that. I do read with this deck a lot for other people as well. It does have nice body shapes, but it's diverse, as I said. It's for everybody and everything. Every situation you need, you can read with this deck. It's really diverse in the meanings as well, and with the uses as well. It's diverse in every single aspect you can imagine. It does. It's lovely. And also, I haven't told you, this was the first Kickstarter I ever backed. I was so confused. I was so, how does Kickstarter work? I don't know. And I was talking with the creator a lot. He didn't reply to me, but through this deck I learned how the Kickstarter process works. So yeah, and it's really the deck that I will always cherish, that expanded my tarot collection. After that I got so much more decks. It opened the door for me to expand on my tarot journey. So I love this Empress. Oh, she's so lovely, and she really does give me a feeling of plenty, of abundance, of just happiness, radiance, and it does convey messages wonderfully as well. It's a beautiful, you know, I mean, it does follow the system really, really strictly, I think, but it's just reads differently. I think it's not so rigid, not so, you know, I don't know. It's expansive in the messages. It can give you it can give you a lot kind of different messages, and it can take you to different directions as well. I don't know, I could have talked about this deck so much. It's just every time I read this, I get exactly what I need for others and for me as well. So yeah, this is Divine Diversity Tarot deck. The last tarot deck that I have in this lovely baggie is, of course, the Thoth Tarot. I have the big cards. I love the big cards. I wouldn't be satisfied with the, standard size. I don't know, it just, the artwork that it has, I think it's the best on this huge card. So even though for some people might be too big, but for me it's like I love it. It's different kind of system. It's not with Smith Tarot. It does fall in the Thoth Tarot, Thoth system. I also bought a book to learn the system, but I noticed I actually don't need it. I noticed this deck came quite naturally to me. This did speak to me beautifully. I didn't want to get attached to it. It does have a different energy than the regular tarot. I would have to say it's special. It does feel like the images are infused with magic, every card. And it does have also the keyword for the two ones. It does say dominion, for example. And yeah, it does go in that ritual-like aspects, and it does explore the otherworldly energy as well. It does explore human psyche, and it is also a really good reader, especially for me. It does want to read for me more than for others. For others, it does give basic readings, but for me as a witch, oh, it takes me places I can't even tell you. It does want to be my magical friend, and it does want to take me on adventure, but this deck feels like if I would have like a magical mentor, like Merlin or someone like that, I don't know. It does have the ritual-like aspects. It does have magic in it. It does have, I don't even know, the Crowley that actually was, he was the creator. And who was the artist? I think it was the lovely lady, I can't remember from my head, but he actually was a part of Golden Dawn, I think, and secret societies, and this really does show in the artwork. All the praise to her, I think, should go to her, because she actually created the artwork. But yeah, it does look a bit pippish, but not really, because it does have so much to convey with the images and positions and with the objects, and and also has the keyword. It's a bit more, it does look like older artwork, but it never gets old, let me tell you. This deck never gets old. And it does remind me of ancient Egypt, secret magic practices. It just reminds me of the ritual magic, of the magic that is hidden. It doesn't want to get revealed to anyone, and it does choose you as a reader, I think. I mean, anyone can purchase Thoth Tarot, but for me, my experience was this deck chose me. It did call to me to pick it up, and I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I did pick up this huge, size, because I love it. It's just, this artwork deserves these huge cards. And oh my goodness, I can't even describe it. It's just, I love this deck. It's gonna be always in my possession. If something happens to it, I'm gonna buy the same you know, size back. And yeah, it's lovely. It's really, really lovely. I love it. I could talk on and on and on about it, but yeah, I do love that it has the keyword down. It just gives me something more to think about. Right. And the Empress is like meh, like mermaid or something. I don't know. It's just different depictions. It goes in its own way. It's a bit more fiery. It's a bit more outgoing, and yeah. And you also have the Eon, like different card in. And yeah, I think I'm gonna just leave it here. I don't recommend this deck to anyone. I think people, of course, do have to, this deck request with a kind of a lot of work from those who reads with it, but a lot of respect as well. And it doesn't speak, I noticed from my friends as well, it doesn't speak to everyone the same. It just so gets, I don't know, it's a bit more personal. And for me, it does go into special places. I don't have this kind of feeling with any other of my decks, even though I love them all the same. I mean, not the same, but every kind of tarot have its own meaning, and for me, and it does give me take me to different directions, and it lets me work with different energies. But yeah, that's why I love to have a big collection, even though I don't have a huge collection right now. I would like to expand more. I have so much decks I want to get on my wish list, but yeah, for now this is my collection. Of course, I would like to do updates, I don't know, 2 years from now or 1 year from now, or maybe when I see that my collection grow a bit. But yeah, I hope you like this video. Please like, subscribe and share and support, and please watch until the end. It's the best way to support me, so we can grow this channel, I can grow this beautiful community. If you have any questions, as I said before, please comment down below. Also, you can also say what you think about this video, which one was your favorite, and if you also have any questions you would like me to answer, you can also write it down below, and of course I'm gonna want to go through it as quick as possible. So thank you very much, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.